Hello, everyone. Well, not much going on in southern Nebraska yesterday evening, but a totally different story in the northern part of the state and the western part of the state. Very stormy conditions, lots of storm reports coming in. For the Panhandle, the big story was the wind, lots of strong wind gusts reported and some tree branches reported down. And then for the central part of the state, the story was the hail. Now, most of the hail that was reported was quarter golf ball size hail, but there were a couple spots where there were reports of 4-inch and 5-inch hail, just incredible hail. There's some incredible pictures. Fortunately, happened in a rural area, but you don't see hail that big very often. Also, no tornadoes were reported, but we did see some funnel clouds in the northeastern part of the state. And unfortunately, for Memorial Day, the chance for severe weather continues, though I do think the severe threat doesn't return until the early evening hours today. Let's take a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. Starting 9 a.m. this morning, best chance of rain is going to be in the western half of the state. That's where we're going to see scattered showers and a few weak storms. No severe storms, though. For the eastern half of the state, it's just going to be isolated showers, so a better chance you're going to be dry during the morning hours. And I really think it's going to dry out in the afternoon in the eastern part of the state in particular, though I think the activity is going to linger in the western half of the state. Notice some more gaps showing up, but the activity is still there. Probably where it's going to be the wettest days over in the Panhandle. And also a chilly day. Look at 3 o'clock this afternoon. High temperatures only in the 50s over in the Panhandle. So that is mostly going to be showers over in the Panhandle. But look over in the eastern part of the state where the cold front clearly hasn't made it yet. I'm talking about upper 80s in Lincoln and Omaha. So isolated activity around North Platte and Kearney 3 o'clock this afternoon, but these would not be severe storms because notice how it's already cooled down in Kearney and North Platte. So possibility for storms, but not severe storms. I've also got to talk about how windy it's going to be across the state today. We're talking about wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour no matter where you are. And I do think the strongest winds are actually going to be in the Lincoln and Omaha area in the far eastern part of the state. That's where wind gusts could reach up to 50 miles per hour even without any storms being around. And over in the Panhandle, a significant wind chill factor as well with those gusts around 40 miles per hour. So just a wild Memorial Day. And we're not done yet. Let's talk about the early evening hours because this is when the severe threat begins. Now, I will note that there are significant gaps. We are talking about isolated storms for central and eastern Nebraska at 7 o'clock this evening. But the problem is these isolated storms will likely be strong. These will probably be supercell storms that could produce some large hail and, yes, the possibility of tornadoes. But because it's going to be such isolated activity, the chance of one of these supercells working over you is small. But if it does, that is going to cause a problem. So watch out for that during the early evening hours. Then in the later evening hours, now we're looking at 11 o'clock, what we're going to see in the far eastern part of the state is a line of showers and storms developing. But what's interesting is the latest models are saying that this line of showers and storms, which there still could be a couple of severe storms, may set up east of Lincoln and Omaha. That is a possibility. Now, this line could still form right over Lincoln, Omaha. I do want to leave that as a chance, but more models are hinting that the line may form east of Lincoln, Omaha. So what I do want to stress is it's not a guarantee this evening that you're going to see rain in Lincoln or Omaha. There's certainly a chance, and there is a chance of severe storms, but there's also a possibility if you miss one of those isolated supercells and this line sets up to the east, it may stay dry in Lincoln and Omaha. So that's what's confusing about this forecast. Let's jump ahead and talk about Tuesday as well. First off, the severe threat coming to an end certainly by 3 a.m. tonight. Notice that line pushing off to the east. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning as folks are headed back to work. Most dry. I'll mention chance of some isolated showers in the Panhandle. In fact, for the vast majority of the central and eastern part of the state, it's looking dry. It looks like isolated showers lunchtime across the northern part of the state, over into the Panhandle still. But look at Lincoln and Omaha, probably seeing a lot of sunshine, even into the late afternoon, looking like it's going to be a dry day for Lincoln and Omaha. And notice cooler, not dramatically cooler, but highs only in the low 80s. And as you go to the west, it still possibly may only top out in the 50s up in the Panhandle. For everyone, winds a lot lighter tomorrow, especially in the far eastern part of the state where there's not going to be much wind, but I'll still mention for the central and western part of the state, a breezy afternoon expected on Tuesday. So the chance for severe storms for the evening hours today is in effect for Beatrice, Lincoln, Omaha. And notice a little bit better chance for Lincoln, Omaha than places like Columbus, Grand Island, North Platte. Very outside chance there. The greatest threat is up in South Dakota, Minnesota. I will stress that. But there is a chance for some supercell storms, isolated early evening hours, and we'll be watching that line of showers and storms to develop in the far southeastern part of the state for the later evening and early overnight hours. So, it is possible you could miss out on the rain. What's most likely, if you do see rain, is just heavy rain and lightning. But worst case scenario, if one of those supercells works over you, chance for golf ball size hail, yes, small chance for a tornado, and potential for wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour.